Abusia, you see, behind every successful man, there is a woman. Santina ema emprepinu say yeto aba ewia na say yeto aba wie na yi obi say we president ya ye man yere eye first lady no because ye hu ni say na yere nso e participate e won nkunim die ni mu bi and say participate e won abrabo mu bi na busunya say behind every successful man there is a woman, you know. Canada Japan say we be president sanso na bawumia so say we be president na bawumia e we yere and din ade Samira Bagumia sounds na Kennedy a Japan so awire arches and din ade Christiana a Japan nabuzia emprempram no kasa idea aya saa yide 4 year mabo omudin omwaji ntokwa and asa omwaji adwuma no asi omunan so na wo mo ye mechira politics campaign arches abusuan obukununum eye no omwaji asi omunan so na wo mo ye na bawumia yire no aya Mrs Samira Bagumia wakasa na ne kasa na wakasa ye no ase wopese wakasa etia Kennedy a Japan na busia kasa wopese wakasa etia Kennedy a Japan no ana di nsem bebre aba na me pamuchaw ya nkwohwe de etwa agunyinai na ya kwhwe no na me ka wo se video yi a wo hwe like famami wo na drop adwenkyere awo comment section one na share na afoforo enya bi enya den enhwe abusia me pamuchaw ya nkwohwe de Kennedy a Japan and I say yankohwe de bomi agide no wokan ye wia ye behwe de etwa agu nyina awos asho yi so ye ni kan tie
HRB say ya yankrado say no we 2024 election so we kasa de we say we a party is very election consequential on party until you see a mistake we need to show a united front until na yankochina baby to me every aba amaye na yenya na omo enama omuso omode enyawo eni ebufu e campaign ebunu se anyeli a ene yenko opposition amanse maye kwaso na wa ope obibi osio yebu pasia yenye se mao na mama sao uko opposition na ubenya mimi uko opposition na uwo minister uko bisani mimi uko opposition na uwo DC uko bisani mimi intedi omodi omomu mire ame mame only how intojo kwa on the owahuto usi sharp anengesa yellow is sharp omo ede ba le say person. And so because there's a leader for every generation.
Abusia ne yira men na akiresa ne man so ayadan amen according to Samira Bagumia just because I see and hey Samira Bagumia so no so na ne yedin sa na yan hye say Canada Japan ne yire no akasa mechire Christiana a Japan wakasa na before say be kwakotie Christiana a Japan ensam no eye Bagumia ne yire yasam ya wokan yi Ghana fo binum adrop wo madwenkyere e wo ne nsam ne ho na yentie eye Augustine Achiampong ewo Facebook wa comment ewo ho say if can respond they will say he is attacking a woman but just listen to the nonsense she is spilling out abusia according to Augustine Achiampong na yensan so enhwe other comment ewo ha say eye Thompson VLGH I say you and husband got nothing to offer Ghana and actually say Paul Bonua I say concert woman and abusia yenhwe ko bibini I say you are preaching unity but at the same time shedding Canada Japan continue on why muasam abusia yes won say o preaching unity but unity ni mu ano ase wo shedi Canada Japan die mu aden say adanya abusia wonim duo ye Samira Bagumia so na aden sa adanya Canada Japan enim duo ye yenhwe flip boama I say this woman will be seen as a president instead of a husband if the husband becomes president mwa abusunya what you say yes as I said this Samira Bagumia ni abre ne ho na adanya if we lose power and na da bi unko na wunya power sabu unko na wo se udidi say adanya second day Japan abusunya yensan so enhwe other comment wo ha say na akire say Adil Bash I say John Gay abeg shift and a prophetic Eric or say concert woman Janet Sandy or say like husband like wife and abusia na nyeize neskati or say she want to become first lady next joke please and Emmanuel Yabua or say madam you play keke otimusa Ghana for a meaning the papa na abusia Kennedy Japan yere so akasa na ne kasa de no one shade obi no de wo ye campaign e de amani kunu na yenkotie de Kennedy Japan yere so e kan no kasa I am Mrs. Christiana a Japan.
Thank you for the opportunity to address this august house. But before I proceed to deliver my address, I would like to render my sincerest apology for not being able to be there in person. It was due to circumstances beyond my control. I would like to thank all the organizers for this great conference. And I would like to stand on all existing protocols and proceed to deliver my address. Certainly, the contributions you all have made to advance the center-right political tradition in Ghana are immense, and you all should serve as inspiration to those of us coming up. The New Patriotic Party, NPP, is a progeny of the United Party, UP tradition, that has over the years represented courage and valor in the face of some of the authoritarian tendencies that our past leaders have exhibited. The men and women who laid the foundation on which we stand today did not just wear the badge of honor, but they also wore the badge with integrity. Indeed, the NPP and its members are descendants of great men and women who stood for truth, freedom, and justice with property-owning democracy as our creed. It is an undisputed fact that as a party, our forebears did not only play a significant role in the attainment of Ghana's independence, but also played a crucial role in the struggles leading up to the independence. Our great heroes like J.B. Dankwa, Ubecha Bilamte, Edward Ekufuado, and William Oforiatta, amongst many, of whom time will not allow me to mention, played a pivotal role in birthing our country. Not only did these great individuals play a crucial role in the independence struggle, but they also sacrificed materially, physically, and spiritually to build this tradition that we proudly find ourselves in today. Even as we recall the enormous sacrifices made by these great sons of our tradition, we must not lose sight of the critical roles played by our foremothers as well. The feat and national fame that our great forebears achieved through their sacrifice and desire to build a new nation are what all culminated into the tradition, a product of which we are enjoying today. Those accomplishments could not have been possible without the support of some legendary women who were part of the struggle. Indeed, we cannot talk about the history of Ghana's independence without recognizing the industrious role played by renowned women like Sophia Oboshi, Mabel Dav Dankwa, Hannah Kujo, Rebecca Nadede Ayete, and Susanna Al-Hassan, just to mention a few. It was through the political activism of these women, which played out in diverse ways, that our sovereignty as a proud people and a nation was finally restored. The role of women in socio-economic development of every country is crucial to the development of effective governance. A former Indian Minister of Law and Justice famously said, and I quote, "I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved." However, despite this reality, women's participation in post-independence Ghana has been low to our collective disappointment. The participation of women in Ghana's body politics at best can be described as tokenism or placation, as the barriers that inhibit women from releasing their full potential as political animals continue to persist. I have some statistics here I would like to share. In 2000, the members of parliament, there were 200 members of parliament. Out of this, only 25 were women. the total number of ministers were 80. Only 8 were female. In 2004, there were 230 MPs and only 25 female MPs. In 2016, there were 275 members of parliament, only 36 were female. We had 110 ministers, out of which only 10 were female. In 2020, 275 parliamentarians, only 40 are women, and only 9 ministers, a drop of 1. This tells us that the struggle continues. Even though women are about 50% of the population, we are underrepresented in all institutions. We have to struggle for more. We have to push ourselves harder to attain more. I recognize there have been improvements in the inclusion of women in political participation, but the numbers bear evidence that we are nowhere near where we should be as a gender. Free SHS is a great foresight policy, in my opinion. Now parents don't have to decide which child goes to school, whether the boy goes to school or the girl goes to school. And almost always, the boy gets to go. The girl will stay home and help out in the house. But with the free SHS, in 5 years or 10 years, when our children, especially the girls, have graduated into great professionals, then our voices will be heard louder. Today, political parties have become the pivot around which democracy revolves, and the role of women in driving these political parties cannot be overemphasized. The MPP has been at the forefront of all major democratic reforms, and our women continue to play a significant role in this direction. Ghana's democracy has become the toast of many and is seen as the most peaceful and stable democracy on the continent. Indeed, the enviable accolade attained by Ghana as a democratic society cannot be discussed without recognizing the great contributions of our women. If there's one political tradition that has and continues to demonstrate its abiding faith in the ability of women to deliver, then it is none other than the MPP, the party we all proudly belong to. After 40 years in the political wilderness, former President John Ejikun Kufuor offered opportunity to a lot of our women to contribute their quota to the national development. Similarly, our current President, Nana Akufo-Addo, has followed suit by further offering more opportunity to women. It is important to state that, despite the show of commitment to the cause of women by our leaders, women are yet to reach their full potential when it comes to politics and national development. It is for this reason that I consider the theme for this important summit, Building Stronger Women to Make a Strong Party, very relevant and timely. Indeed, the MPP has produced women who demonstrated bravery and gallantry in defending the cause of the party and the nation as a whole. Stalwart women like Hawa Yakubu, Grace Coleman, Gladys Atma, and Teresa Ambule Tego, all of blessed memory, as well as Christian Checher, who played significant roles in the second and third parliaments of the Fourth Republic. In contemporary times, the likes of our First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, the Second Lady, Hajia Mrs. Samira Bawumia, Mrs. Ursula Ekufo, Otiku Afisa Jaba, Mrs. Frida Prempe, Hajia Alima Mahama, just to mention a few, continue to blaze the trail for our women folk. The MPP has a large pool of talents, especially women, and we need to identify, adopt, and nurture more of our talented women, make them stronger to be at the forefront of the challenges we are facing now. We need to build and sharpen the capacity of the young ones and prepare them towards taking the baton of the party. Let us mentor as many women as we can and offer them the opportunities to deliver where applicable. A great singer once said, and I quote, "If a man takes a decision, He's strategic. If a woman does it, she's calculating. A man is allowed to react. A woman is only allowed to overreact. End quote. If you're given the opportunity, you must not only meet expectations, you must exceed them. You must always be mindful of the former mayor of Canadian city of Ottawa, Charlotte Whitton's observation that whatever a woman must do, she has to do it twice as well as a man to be considered half as good. To think about it, if a man scores 50, we have to score 100 to be considered 25% good. That's a tall task, but the good news is that we are more than able to meet this challenge, and we are more than capable to meet the challenge.
90 abusunya according to Kennedy a Japan yere ne de ase ema na abusunya opre wo fa hodie ede aidai ede ama wo mu abawomi ayere ne so abusunya ode ntokwa eta kire se nikunu what ase je senti ye hwe de be danse besi se bi ono nso ebeja de oye nyina ade ntokwa no akohia bawomi ayere na de besi bia no ye de mu ayibe ede ebebre mu ewe show yi so de nya no so be subscribe for latest update so far the way and the echo. Mamifa wo NC ahase ye.